Okay, so we will be starting the fourth module. Uh, the fourth module mainly covers, the features of C++, Java, then the software development lifecycle, the software testing lifecycle. So these are the main things that we cover in the module 4. So first we will be discussing about features of C++ uh, and Java. So before coming to the features, uh, we have when we studied C programming, we have come across pointers. Now you know what a pointer is. It is actually a variable that points to an address. Okay, so there are actually certain drawbacks. When I studied a BTech course at that time, pointers were a very confusing topic for me. Uh, so the some of the drawbacks of pointers are, say, like if you don't initialize it properly, or uninitialized pointers, they may cause a segmentation fault. Now, what do you mean by segmentation is, in the new gen processors, you usually follow the Harvard architecture where uh, there are different registers which point to the program memory, which point to the data memory. Then I mean, the memory is divided into different sections. You have a program section, you have a section which stores the data, a section which stores the stack, and also when you talk about 8086 point of view, you have extra segmentation. So when pointers point to these segmentation, if they are not uninitialized properly, maybe the pointer that needs to point to the program memory may point to the stack area also. There might be some problem related to that. Also, dynamically allocated blocks need to be freed explicitly. Otherwise, you know what happened? It causes memory leak. And these pointers, they are actually slower variables because uh, to access it, it takes more time. Okay. Then if the pointers are updated with incorrect values, it also leads to memory corruption. So these are the drawbacks of pointers. Okay. So you know the difference between C programming and C++. C++ is more of safety point of view, security point of view. You have classes and all those things, and also the main emphasis is on the object. So talking about the features first, it is simple. Now, simple in the sense it has a rich set of library functions, data types, and it provides a clear-cut approach. It has a structured approach. Also, it is machine dependent. Say when you talk about the term, when you consider the case of porting it to another system. Okay, so it is not platform dependent. So it can be executed in many machines with a little bit change or no change itself. Also, this is a mid-level programming language. Now, why mid-level programming languages? It is almost similar to machine level language. I mean, almost nearer to a machine level language. So it can be used to develop system applications such as kernel, driver, etc. Okay, then it's a structured programming language we already discussed, because you break the programs into parts. Okay, different parts, and so you split it properly, you structure it properly using functions. So it is easy to understand, and you can go to that function and modify it. Okay. Then it has rich library. That means there are a lot of inbuilt functions, many libraries which you can add as headers, and then which makes the development faster. You just need to call that function in that library. Another feature is related to memory management. Now here, dynamic memory management. Then fast speed. The compilation and execution time compared to C language, C++ is much faster. And pointers can directly interact with the memory. You use recursive functions, say like when you do the factorial, you have recursive function. That is, you call a function within a function. Also, you can add new features to it. So it is known as extensible. Okay. And the main part related to C++ is it is object oriented. Object oriented in the sense there is a particular concept which is focused on. Okay, so hence it makes development and maintenance easier. Also, it is a compiler based because it is a high level language. So what happens is that you have to convert to a machine language. So there's a tool that is used known as the compiler. So without compilation, C++ program cannot be executed. Okay, coming to the advantages of C++. Advantages in the sense it is a multi-paradigm programming language. Now, what is multi-paradigm is the style of programming. Okay, multi-paradigm in the sense it includes a number of logic structures and there is a procedure for the program. It is usually generic and object oriented. Then yeah, we have discussed it is already object oriented. Now, being object oriented, it has classes. Classes can be private or public. Also, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. All these things you might have studied. Okay, when you talked about the features of C++. Sorry. Also, in terms of portability, it is advantageous because it is platform independent. Say, like you write a program in Linux OS, and you want to switch to Windows, you can run the same program without any error. Okay. Then when you talk about manipulation in the sense, say, it is more closely associated to C. C is actually what? It is procedure oriented. So same way, you can have a low level manipulation of data. Then related to memory management, we have discussed it is dynamic memory allocation. So used with the help of pointers. Then it has large community support. Now, large community support in the sense you have a large number of community which are both paid and unpaid. Say like the Stack Overflow, GitHub. Okay. Now, because it is compatible with C, every error C program is a valid C++ program. So depending on the compiler, you can run a file with a .c++ extension. Okay. Now, regarding to scalability, we can say that it is capable of running on a small scale as well as large scale of data, the amount of data that is used. Okay, so hence C++ is scalable. So coming to disadvantage of C, yes, it uses, you can have dynamic memory. Okay, so the disadvantages of C program, C++. First main thing is related to the use of pointers. We had already discussed while we discussed the features of C++, and also in the initial slide, what is the main drawback of a pointer? Because it consumes a lot of memory. Also, there can be wild pointers which may lead to system crash if you don't initialize the pointers properly. Then the second thing is in terms of security issue. We had discussed, like say, C++ was much more secure than C programming language because it had classes where classes can be declared as private. But still, the classes can have friend functions and global variables and also pointers. So there can be still security issues existing. Then the next main point is the absence of a garbage collector. Now, what is a garbage is unnecessary data. So collection of garbage means we should filter out unnecessary data. So the absence of a garbage collector is not present in C++. Also, there is no built-in thread. Say we are talking this in terms of embedded system applications. So naturally, what happens is that we need to run smaller instructions parallelly so that we can, make it more efficient. So what is a thread is you can divide a program in terms of embedded system is known as a task. Okay, so task can be divided into much smaller programs. Those programs may be independent while running, so they can run parallelly. So that is known as multi-threading. But in the case of your embedded C++, you don't have, it does not support built-in thread. So these are the disadvantages of C++. Now, coming to the features of Java. The features of Java you might have seen in the movie. Java simple and powerful. Okay, now why is Java simple? Because it is clean and easy to understand the way the program is written. Okay, then object-oriented concept. It is portable because it is not platform dependent. You have the Java bytecode, you can run it on any system. Only thing is you need to have the Java virtual machine installed. Then it's more secure because there is no explicit pointer. Also, the Java runs on a Java virtual machine. And also it has a bytecode verifier, security manager, all these things. So Java is much more secure. Also, it has a strong memory management, and it has automatic garbage collection and exception handling. And also there is no explicit pointer, so it is much more robust. Then talking about architecture, the same thing we discussed. It is not a platform dependent. Also, implementation dependent features, say like the type of primitive that is used. It does not depend on any architecture, so naturally it is architectural neutral and it can be easily interpreted. Then high performance. Now, why high performance is because Java language, it is interpreted language. So the Java bytecode is more close to the machine code. Then multi-threading is present. Multi-threading is it supports so that you can have a parallel threads to be run. Then Java is more stable compared to C++ and all. It is distributed in the sense you have different calling methods by which you can access files from any machine on the internet. Say you might have heard RMI. RMI means remote method invocation. Okay, that is an object-oriented procedure call. It's a remote procedure called RPC. And also there is something known as EJB. You might have heard about Java Beans, enterprise Java Beans. Okay. Then it supports dynamic loading of classes. That is, the classes are loaded on demand, so it is more dynamic. So those are the features and also the advantages of Java.